Boop. Testing 4678. Testing 4678. Yeah, we lost one of our musical icons today, Miss Tina Turner, fellow Swiss citizen. She's official Swiss citizen. I'm just Kid Young living here. Um, but I'm gonna sit here and have a toast for her, a libation. And today, for those of you who don't know, I'm a gin aficionado, and I'm popping the cork to this one here called Mr. Fenton's Gin. This is a little small batch that they make. They actually sell it at the Lidl, or the Little Lidl, whatever store you want to call it. And small little batch, has a quick date on it. And Mr. Fenton's, cool little bottle, just plain, look like a plain medicinal bottle. Little label on it. So I'm gonna sit here and pour a little bit of here, just a little. And throw a little tonic water in there, obviously. It took me a minute to really kind of get into tonic water. I know when I was a kid, I couldn't stand that. You know, it's an acquired taste, right? Just like beer is. You know, I remember when I was a kid, didn't like beer until I started drinking 40s. And, oh, I'm bugging. I had a thought go through my head real quick. But, yeah, beer was an acquired taste for me. And as I got older, I started, well, actually, no, when I was young, I was sipping on some gin with my partners, my stepdad. We would just be drinking those cheap ass Gordons, man. And, but it, you know, we sipped on it, thought we was doing some things. But of course, as I gotten older, you know, I obviously drinking the gin with a little bit of the tonic water in it. So this is some, what's this? Fever Tree, however you pronounce it. It's the one I got. They got multiple flavors too. They got a grapefruit flavor that's really good. And they got a raspberry flavor, the raspberry rhubarb, really good too. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of that in here. Sip on that before I start doing a little reading. This is you, Tina Turner. Simply the best. But yeah, I just had a trip recently. I was in Nairobi. Took a trip with my cousin, Dr. Carlos. We met up in Charles de Gaulle, and I flew from here to France. He flew from Atlanta to France. We hooked up there, kicked it, got an opportunity to sit back and chop it up. We ain't seen each other in a minute. Been on the phone, WhatsApp, FaceTime, all that good stuff, but we haven't really personally seen each other. This gave us an opportunity to just kind of kick it and talk about what he's been up to, what he's been doing. I believe they got a play running in San Diego right about now, depicting his life. So for those of you who need to get down to San Diego, do your little research, find out where is it playing. I'm not quite sure what playhouses they're playing it at, but I heard it's pretty dope. You got an opportunity to go down there and check it out before we actually made a trip over here to Europe, and then we of course bounced off to Africa, which was pretty dope. We had a real good time, went on a safari, ate a lot of food, met some super people. He hooked up with some of his old friends from the 68 Olympic Games. You know, Kip Keino, one of my little heroes. I went to school with went to the same conference as his son Martin. His son went to ASU at University of Arizona. Went to school in Arizona, and well, I was at UCLA, so it was really cool to meet him while we were in college, and now I got an opportunity to see him in Kenya with his family, right? That was really dope. So I met his daughters, took a bunch of pictures with them, and I'm like, man, I got to get back over to Kenya though. Kenya was pretty cool. Well, not just Kenya, but some other places I need to get down to. But it was really cool seeing my cousin Charlene as well, talking with her, and when I get back to the States, I'm gonna have to go touchdown in the A and go down and hang out with them for a minute. But yeah, we losing our great stuff. I got a little background noise at my people's on the other side of the wall playing video games with the neighbor's dog in this room. They got a cracker this weekend, right? We dog sitting. But yeah, I got a little comment though. It's a good comment though. I was in Nairobi, right? I saw the young lady, Shikari, run that women's deuce, boy. And for those of you who've seen the video of the race, I was there in the stadium. The girl shut down at what? last 30, she didn't even run the last 30. She threw her hands to the side, kind of finished the race. I was still hoping, I wish she had finished that race. So that would have been like, to me, Percy, 21.5, 21.6, easy. I think it was a 1.7 win. And but I know my man Ray's, he probably talked about it on his podcast, so I'm pretty dope. I got to go back and see what he had to say about it. The fact that I was in the stadium, I didn't even want to go in there and make any comment because I know he'd be giving the crazy commentary. He'd be putting it out there. Um, but I loved what he's doing. So, Ray's, man, keep it up, man. Keep it up. It's so funny, right? Being here with me, your host on the Brush Your T-Shirt show. You want to know what's the concept behind the Brush Your T-Shirt show? I'm not sure if I didn't explain it in the other video, but basically, you know, I like wearing T-shirts like everybody else, and I just had some quirky T-shirts that I collected over the years, and then some favorite T-shirts that I actually had in my possession. So I actually just said, you know what? Being bored in my student housing when I was in grad school, I was like, I need something to do while I'm in here. The walls are closing in on me, and I'm like, man, let's just talk about some shit that's on, you know, some regular stuff. So of course, between writing my dissertation, I was studying, plotting, researching for my dissertation. I said, let me just talk about these T-shirts that I got, that I've collected over the years, that I rock all the time. First and foremost was probably my Lift Every Voice and Sing shirt. Of course, I think I got some videos already loaded up on YouTube with some of the very first shows of Brush the T-Shirt show. And it was just an informal way of me to kill some time. You know, I was in Belgium, you know, having some libations, being in there, and late night start brushing my teeth and just start talking shit. That's all that was all about. But it gave me an opportunity to run my mouth. It gave me an opportunity to just literally to say what's on my mind. Like I mentioned, the walls was caving in on me. All this shit was happening in the U.S. and around the world with this COVID. And I just thought it was a good way of me just run my mouth. I'm going to talk anyway. I'm an introverted person, but don't let me have my share of cocktails and I start running my mouth. People know that about K Young. You give me some good drink, I'm just gonna flow with it and talk. So I'm pretty cool about it. I don't really try to indulge too much. But those who know me know me. But yeah. So that was the inception of the Brush Your T-Shirt show. I just wanted to run my mouth, and it always came to mind when I was in the bathroom. You know, thoughts were spinning in my head, and I just started talking. Unfortunately, with my toothbrush in my mouth, running my mouth, and then I just went online. I was like, okay, I could do this, and of course, being over here, I'm always online looking at the podcasts on YouTube and those sort of places, and I see all types of merchandise that these podcasters, everybody's pushing, whether it be artists, anybody and everybody's trying to sell a product, brand a product. And some of my favorite shows online, I see they got a little merch line underneath their YouTube channel, and I want to rock it. One of the